Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wrap episode for Sargauth level with Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I am your host and DM, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter, and I'm here with most of our returning players from last week and a last-minute substitution. So I will stop yammering and let everyone go around and introduce themselves. And let's start with my upper right and Mackenzie. Oh wait, yes, I've got people swapped. Oh wow. Yes, while you guys introduce yourselves, I will fix you. Yes. Oh, just 1 second, guys. For some reason, the Zoom output does not appear to be going to no, the Zoom output is not going to the correct. It's just not going to Streamlabs, and I will fix it here in 1 second. All right, someone talk a little bit here.
Hello.
One, two, test.
There we go. There we go.
Boop, boop, ba-doop.
It may have been working, but it was going to the combined channel with my mic, I think. So, all right, we should now be good.
Hello?
There we go.
Hey.
No problem. So yes, Mac, do you want to take it again from the top?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Mac. I streamed last week with the Varied Roles. I've also streamed with Scraticus, and I have a D&D podcast, one-on-one. And today I will be playing the Drow Bard Faithress.
Excellent, excellent. I am looking forward to the Drow shenanigans with other Drow. Should be interesting. All right, continuing around, we'll now pretend I was doing lower left all along and going counterclockwise, and we'll cut over to Andy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy at Anthony Chest on Twitter. Was here last week. I do a regular late night Wednesday show over on Welcome to Party RPG. And for this adventure, I'm playing Sit, the Dwarven War Cleric, and I'm looking forward to getting this wrapped back up.
Excellent. Me too. All right, and continuing around, Nick is joining us from the road.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in a hotel room and I just bumped my foot on a freaking desk in the room, which is why I got this horrible glaring lighting and everything. I don't have a headset, so anyway, it's D&D on the road. My name is Nick Landry. I'm Active Nick on Twitter, yeah, this is basically last week was my first time streaming on Twitch ever, including D&D, of course. I've been playing D&D for a long time. I did take a break for a long time as well, and I'm trying to catch up for lost times. And I am playing Mirage, who's an arcane trickster rogue. And let's see if I can remember how to do the accent tonight. I'll have to see if I can remember that. I think Mirage is ready.
Excellent. I love it. All right. And we have a new addition, kind enough to jump in at the very last minute, as in he was just wrapping some spells up as we were going live. But we have a new addition joining us, pinch hitting with Renee. Hello, Renee.
Hello. Hi, my name's Renee. I play on DM Corey's channel, the Morganthus Pie server. We're playing a Curse of Strahd campaign. I play Ajko, the guardian of the ancients barbarian, who's got a sweet kind of charm to her. She's a kind of gal who likes a good sweet tea and a good chopping of wood after the day's done. Today, however, coming in clutch with my name is Flicker, and I've my books, right? I'm wizard. Mhm.
Excellent. So last week, the brief recap, since we're sort of speed running through the level, Undermountain is under lockdown by Hallister Blackcloak. 500,000 gold dragons were dumped on the city of Skullport. Dozens of adventurers had been kidnapped by the Xanathar and run through the simulation known as Alterdeep by the Xanathar and their Mind Flayer allies. So currently Skullport's in chaos. Some people are adventuring deeper into Undermountain, some people are working their way up, and you are the latter, having come from Skullport to level 3. So, you entered the level, sort of got the lay of the land on what's going on, and there appears to be a full-on sort of Cold War situation between Azrok's Legion, a hobgoblin legion, and some Drow from House Avauryndar. You made contact with the hobgoblins, who actually seemed quite hospitable, and Azrok himself is missing a very important dagger that seems to have sort of weakened his status somewhat with this loss, and he has promised that if you get it back for him, that he will show you to a special entrance that will take you to level 2. So that's where we're at. He sent you with some some bugbears and some goblins, including Daryl and his other brother Daryl, who are the sneakiest of the bugbears and have joined Mirage as the stealth crew. And they have deposited you through sort of a back entrance to a location that will give you easy access to where the Drow are, because it is believed that the Drow priestess is the one who had the daggers stolen. So that's pretty much where we are at. So we're using a little bit of Roll20 this week. I am not a Roll20 expert in the slightest. In fact, I am a Roll20 noob. And we're going even more basic than Kyle went on Saturday, because we ain't got no fog of war. And the map is ported in as just a piece of the PNG picture exported from the dungeon level. So we are in section 18. So what you have found is the hobgoblins and goblins have led you through these tunnels, and just pretend this piece of rubbled area in the upper northwest is where you have come in. So you have sort of a tunnel headed to the north and one headed to the south. But this cavern you find yourself in is about 30 feet high, and it is full of ruined stone buildings of obvious dwarven make. So your cleric Soot instantly recognizes the very old dungeon architecture, and these buildings are sort of crumbled and ruined, and so you can still see the cavern fairly well, those of you with dark vision or light, and otherwise it is dark. So then your warlock, Kel, is about to say something when a swirl of light surrounds him, and echoing from the depths of the cavern ceiling above you, you hear a familiar voice that you heard in Skullport when all the gold was dropped, and it just cackles madly. Next. And your warlock is teleported away. And then apparating in their place is a new individual as Flicker appears.
Hello.
I immediately take my short sword and my dagger.
Please stop. I mean you no harm. I guess. Oh dear, where the hell am I?
Well, who are you?
Name's Flicker. Wizard. You need help.
Can you describe yourself a little bit?
Flicker has a mop of red flame for hair that kind of goes off in every direction. He has wrought iron glasses that he's constantly pushing up onto his nose.
I feel personally attacked by that one. As I push up my own glasses.
He has flame retardant robes on. He is a gentle tangerine orange skin. His hands are constantly giving off little sparks of flame, but he's got a big satchel that he carries with him, and a big ruby crystal that seems to like ebb with magical power, and a wand that he holds on to very closely.
Congratulations, darling. You just landed yourself in the middle of a raid against my lovely cousins.
Oh. Right. How can I help?
Tell me, orange friend, where were you before you appeared here?
Tentacle thing, big eyeball. And he visibly upset, like he's seeing things that he maybe shouldn't have seen.
Well, here might be worse, but you see all these buildings? There's probably drow in there. We're after a knife. Can you be useful?
Yes, I can cast lots of spells, and I'll keep you safe if you can get me out of here as best as you can.
Excellent. Sit slaps you hard on the back. Nice to have you.
We are trying to get out of this dark dungeon ourselves, so if you want to get out, I suggest you stick with us. But I've got my eye on you.
Nice, dearest.
It'll be easy to keep your eye on me. I'm kind of shiny, and he notes how like he gives off a very small aura of light.
Excellent. Why doesn't everyone give me a perception check, please?
14.
Okay.
12.
Ooh.
5.
Okay.
Perception?
Yes.
9.
Thank you. All right. So Flicker, you're kind of listening to your new surroundings, trying to sense any possible dangers. The cavern you're in is pretty quiet. You don't really hear anything. And the only real sound you hear is occasionally coming somewhere from the south, but echoing as if from a long distance. You occasionally hear, like a little bit of a voice or something like that, just carrying on the air and echoing from a tunnel.
I think they're about everywhere. If we're not careful, we could bump into them at any time.
Well,
Okay. Let's see. Which way should we go? Does anybody have any idea? Did we think to ask for them for a map?
well, the bugbears and the goblins should have some idea of in versus out.
So we have.
So
Do we have tokens for them, or they're just following us?
We do not. They're with you. Daryl says that they had abandoned this part of the town sort of before the Drow really pushed in. So they don't know what is what, but he can tell you that south of you is sort of the bits of the ruined town, much like what you saw where the Azrok Legion was staying and headquartered. North of you is a temple, like a dwarven temple.
And which way? Okay, I guess I should be in character.
And which way are the Drow?
Didn't somebody say something of the Drow priestess took over the temple? I don't remember.
Yes, it was a very long night. I feel like I've been asleep for 7 days. It's really odd.
I don't really know. I don't actually have much of an idea.
Can we send our stealthy bugbears out a couple of minutes north and a couple of minutes south and see if they can determine where the most Drow are, or more importantly, aren't?
Well, I mean, so Daryl tells you that, you know, south is like a town section, so there's several buildings there. So the Drow would definitely be living there. What may or may not be going on at the temple, he has no idea.
Then let's go explore north, I guess.
Good question. Would I know, being a Drow, generally where the High Priestess would be?
It would depend. The High Priestess would probably prefer to occupy an area that she felt suitable for glorifying Lolth.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I agree. Let's explore north.
All right.
Are you moving us, Dan, or are we moving ourselves?
I believe you can move yourself, unless I didn't activate anything, so
No.
I didn't assign anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a way to move anything right now.
I also don't know which one's me.
I threw in someone with a rapier.
I can't zoom in enough, and my eyesight is really bad. So I'm like, it's fine.
Am I the red thing with the 2 daggers?
Yes.
Okay, but I cannot move myself though.
Same here.
I
It's
have
okay.
no idea how to assign them to you.
There should be when you click on the token, Dan. There should
Yep.
be a cog wheel that shows up. And when you click on that, it should bring up a pop-up menu that it gives you like different drop-down menus. You should have one that's assigned to or represents character.
Yeah, there's a represents character, but it just says not, like, there's no option
Yeah,
in it.
and you
But
can
you don't have
have
any character sheets.
because there's no character sheets there.
Yeah.
There might be an assigned to section where you can assign to somebody who's in the game.
Oh yes, there's bars here. Player permissions.
Yeah,
They're all edit.
controlled. It's controlled, but you can. I think there's controlled by, can move, can edit, something like that.
Yeah, none of those options are coming up.
It's Techno's called saying not the bar is back on basic.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see now.
Thank you, Techno's called.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Controlled by. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yay!
1, 2, 3,
Go.
6.
Let me open the way with our bugbear friends.
There we go.
Are moving.
And you're the one in the very north bit there, Mackenzie, in the tunnel.
Oh, okay, cool.
The red and white.
The red and white with the pointy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the one with the two weapons in the hands as well, but a red something. I guess it's me.
Yeah, you're brown.
Brown. Okay, yeah. I guess I'm colorblind. Okay.
Well, I'm definitely not in the front, so I'm gonna just scoot.
It's okay. I'm in the front right now, so you guys can create your marching order afterwards.
All right. So why don't you give me a stealth check?
Yes, sir. Stealth check. I should zoom my sheet a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Where's my stealth? Okay, there we go. That would be 26.
Okay. Excellent.
I think so, yes.
All right. Let me just double check this. All right. So just a little bit of the top got cut off there. But so you're currently just in a long, empty corridor that seems to be like looping all the way around, kind of going north, jigging around. And at the very top of the map, that's actually, it just curves around that area number 6.
Okay.
And the corridor is made of what exactly? Is it like
it's dressed
bricks?
stone, so yeah, you're no longer in a cavern area. Again, it's still dark. There's no sources of light, but it is dressed stone.
Okay, I don't need sources of light, so I'm good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stealth ahead, and I have my little bunny Edge is with me, and Edge will go scout ahead a little bit.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Edge like the equivalent of 2 squares ahead in general.
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of, before turning a corner, I'm basically going to look through his eyes.
Yep.
And then look, and then if everything looks safe, continue.
Perfect.
And all the while trying to look for anything unusual, traps, ambushes, something like that.
Okay. And these squares too, by the way, sorry, are 10 feet, not 5 feet. They're 10-foot squares.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So yes, as long as you go, so you hit this corner that curves left, and then it curves right again, and everything is blank, is just empty. You're stealthing down this corridor. There is not a sound at all.
Okay.
And it goes all the way north, and then it's going to curve right. It just happened to go off the edge of the map there, or off the edge of when I trimmed the map. So if you look over to this area 5A.
5A.
Yeah.
I'm zoomed. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's where the tunnel is gonna like sort of reconnect.
Okay. So since nobody's following right now, before I continue, I send Edge down to go back to the party, and then he just like hops over and then kind of like motions to the group to come over, you know.
And for Flicker's benefit, it's a bunny rabbit with a unicorn horn.
Oh my God! Even better. Flicker will have no problem following this rabbit. He is incredibly intrigued. Like taking notes on it as he walks behind it.
I just steer ahead and say, "Oh, I'll take up the rear."
I will take the middle.
All right.
So, do we just keep going, Dan, or?
Yeah, you can just move yourself to that upper part there of 5A.
Oh wow! How did you teleport so fast?
I can't find 5A.
It's in the upper right.
Okay. I'm zoomed in too much. I gotta zoom out. Nope.
Yeah.
Wrong way. There we go.
And we'll assume you're still in the corridor because as you're stealthing down that final corridor and sort of before it turns south, you when sort of Edge the Bun peeks around the corner, it hears and sees that the room 5A is occupied, and you could hear you could hear some voices speaking Drow, or a voice speaking Drow.
What are they saying?
Okay, so I'll assume that everybody's kind of back up there.
Yeah, everyone's sort of backed up. You're in the corridor. You're not in the room. Yep.
What about our bugbear friends?
They're sort of following in behind you.
Behind. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll stealthily send in Edge to go and take a look at the room and see if exactly who's in there.
Okay. So when Edge peeks in, Edge can see there's two like hunched figures with their arms are like way too long. They're covered in whitish fur, kind of with angular heads, nasty looking teeth and claws. And speaking to them is a male drow in robes that has a wand in his hand.
So there's a drow and a male drow and the other two, do I recognize what those are?
Why don't you give me a nature check? It's okay if you're not proficient.
Okay. And I probably don't have a clue. It's an 8.
Yeah, so there's some denizen of the Underdark, but you're not terribly familiar.
So, and you said they're, what color are they?
Sort of like a whitish, grayish color, like almost a fur.
Okay.
They're a little more than human sized, like they're vaguely humanoid in shape, but they look a little bit more monstrous.
What are they doing exactly?
They're standing in the room almost like guards, but the mage, or the man in robes, appears to be giving them like orders of some kind. But do you speak Undercommon?
I do.
Okay. So he is indeed giving them orders about how they need to guard this corridor. And you hear a snatch of "The priestess does not want to be disturbed."
The priestess does not want to be disturbed. Okay. Did he tell them to just guard the door or to patrol?
Just to guard.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Edge retreat just a little bit and still keeping an eye from the corner. And all the while, I'm going to go back to myself and, or rather my vision back to myself, and then whisper to the rest of the group, like assuming we're a little further back down, and relaying the information that I just saw. And and of course I'm not going to whisper because otherwise nobody's going to hear on stream. But
I think that we should wait until the drow leaves, and we can attack the guards.
Oh, there. But if we kill the wizard first, we won't have to deal with him later.
There are problems over there.
They're what?
The problems are over there.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of problems over there.
Yes.
And in that moment, Flicker just kind of like wipes his face, and you can see that there's like a golden like shimmer that hits him as he casts mage armor on himself.
Okay.
Well, we could either kill the mage now or wait till he leaves and kill the whatever they are later.
I agree with the short one. Let's deal with something while we can still see it.
Sounds good.
I will handle this. I suppose Something in the back of my mind tells me it's a mage. I don't know how I know this, but
Drow male in robes and with a wand. It's not many options.
a voice in my head told me it was a mage.
The voice of God whispered into your ear, it's a mage.
Lathander whispered down to you.
Anything in the room aside from just the door, the two creatures and the drow?
There's there was some like webs, like large spider webs kind of on the walls and things like that, and then there was another entrance deeper into presumably some complex, but otherwise the room's relatively small and doesn't have a lot in it.
Quick question. Based on my experience with the drow and Mirage's description, would I know what the things are?
Yes, absolutely you would. You know that they are quaggoths.
Okay. The player has no clue what that means.
They're a humanoid from the Underdark that the drow often, employ might be a generous term. But like you use as guards and servants and things like that.
They're really not fun. They're really not.
Oh, those are fun. I'm kidding, those aren't.
Okay.
They're known for going into a frenzy when they get hurt. When they get really hurt.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Was the drow holding their wand, or was it on their belt or something?
Was holding it, but was sort of like using it to like tap and like emphasize a point while he was talking.
Perhaps we shouldn't attack the garden creatures.
No, we should. We should. I do not like the idea of having this wizard.
Look, I won't stop you from doing anything, Kat, but I will say, from my experience being a drow, they aren't exactly the friendliest when they are hurt.
I'm kind of squinting up and going, it's the dark, everything's mean and hungry. Are we gonna go smash them yet?
And then there's no other way in. They are guarding the door. The question is, do we attack them alone, or do we attack them when the caster is dead?
Sorry, Sid's going, the tactical way to deal with the wizard is this, and then barreling into the room.
Excellent. All right, so Soot just charges through, pushes past, and runs into the room. And I need everyone to roll initiative as the mage and Quaggoth, sort of startled a little bit, turn around.
So much for a surprise.
12.
That's a bad initiative. 7.
14.
All right. And Flicker? Oh, you're muted.
Excuse me, 11.
11. All right. The good thing is that you've caught them flat-footed, and while you didn't get surprised, you're going before them. So Faithress is actually the first to act as Soot sort of like charges past you into the room.
Faithress would like to take an action to go like this.
Oh, God.
Excellent.
She's gonna hang back.
Okay.
She's gonna wait in the shadows because honestly, she doesn't want to reveal her presence with the attacking party just yet.
Okay.
She's holding her cards close to her chest.
Okay.
But she will very quietly pluck a little ditty on her thing I can't pronounce and give inspiration to Soot.
Okay. All right. So Soot, you have a bardic inspiration die, which I think for you is it a D8?
It is a D8.
D8. Excellent. All right. And with that, appropriately enough, it is actually Soot's turn.
I'm heading straight for the caster with my warhammer.
All right. So he's like whirling around, and we'll say sort of the Quaggoths are sort of on the other side of him as he was lecturing them with his back to this hallway, which is poor planning on his part. So go ahead and make your attack rolls. He's kind of just spinning around to look at you, his mouth gaping open.
A 22 to hit.
Oh, that absolutely hits.
For a 11. And I'm going to use a bonus action as a war cleric to strike again.
Perfect.
For 11.
All right. All right, so your hammer like cracks him squarely in the ribs with the first blow. He doubles over, all of the air going out of him, and then sort of on the reverse, you catch him in the shoulder, spinning him around partially. And he looks totally taken aback, and that took a lot out of him. And then it is Flicker's turn.
Okay. Excuse me. You gotta get. Excuse me. And he's like squeezing down the hallway, realizing that like somebody's starting to act, so he's gonna act with them. So there are 3 enemies at this point.
That's right. Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna get. Well, it doesn't matter. So because there's 4 people in my view, but there are 3 enemies. But I'm gonna color spray right now.
Okay.
Being an evocation wizard, as I throw out the color spray, my color spray in particular being that he has very little self-control, it doesn't come out like gently. It's just a like constant stream of color that just ever changing and fluorescent. So as it comes out at you, soot, there's like this soot-shaped hole that forms in the geyser of color that comes at you.
Excellent.
So we've got 60, 10. Let's see. 13, 25, and 32. So anybody 32 hit points or lower is stunned, blinded.
Okay. So the 2 Quaggoths seem to they kind of shield their eyes and they squint, but they don't otherwise seem to be affected. But the mage puts his hands up to his face and screams.
Nice trick.
And he's just he pulls out a book and flips it 40 pages deep and pulls out a quill real quick and just scratches something, and that'll be the end of his turn.
Excellent. And so Mirage, the rogue, was taken by surprise as everyone charged in around your careful planning, and it's your turn.
You're muted.
Oh yeah, you're muted.
As this is most inconvenient. So Mirage is gonna just swiftly move in and a blur of air flick out his short sword and his dagger, and is gonna go straight at the mage with his short sword first.
Absolutely.
And that is a 26 to hit.
Absolutely.
You have advantage because he's blinded right now.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So if you want to roll another dice in case you crit.
Yeah, actually, same score, 26.
Okay. But you will, of course, get your sneak attack damage because your ally is on him.
Sneak attack damage. Unfortunately, I'm short a d6 because I didn't bring all my dice. One
what do you
extra
mean?
one.
Priorities, come on.
I know. Well, I did bring dice.
That's true.
It's not like I'm using an app here or something,
That's true.
Okay, so that's 5. That's 8 plus an extra d6. That's 12 plus 5. 17 points of slashing damage and 8 points
of fire damage from the green flame blade.
Okay, so your short sword strike catches him in the stomach and disembowels him.
Whoa.
And it of course then cauterizes the wound open. He sort of catches his intestines, falls to his knees, and then falls to the ground.
Nice. Strikes again.
And then one of the two, what do you call them again?
Quaggoths.
Quaggoths. In range, one of them receives 8 points of fire damage as it just leaps from my blade and then jumps on it.
Okay, excellent.
And then with my bonus action, I'm gonna turn around and take my dagger and then just go and try to stab the one that I just hit with the fire to do some extra damage. That is a sorry, that's bonus action right here. That's actually 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. But this one is just 1d4 plus 1. There's no extra. So it's just 3 points of damage extra on it.
All right. And this was to the same one that the green flame blade hit?
The same one that received the flame on it,
okay.
Yes.
All right. It sort of howls as the dagger strikes. Okay. The mage is done. And it is now the Quaggoth's turn. So the one that you stabbed with your dagger closes in on you. Taloned hands reaching for you as he makes 2 claw attacks. And the first one's only a 14 to hit, so that's going to miss. And the second one is a 21.
Okay, I'm going to use my uncanny dodge to reduce the damage.
Okay, so it's 9 points of damage. So you have it down to 4.
Okay.
All right, and the other Quaggoth is going to jump on Soot. Try the same thing, and those are both going to miss because the highest was a 13. Sure. So sort of rending at your mail and all up in your grill, but is not penetrating your defenses. All right, so Faithrus, you're in the dark, unobserved. You've heard the horrible gurgling scream of the Drow Mage as he was cut down, and now you just kind of hear the more bestial utterances of the Quaggoths.
Oh, they got rid of the fun one. All right. I would like to cast Phantasmal Force on one of the Quaggoths.
Okay, excellent. Wisdom save?
Hold on. Let me look at my things. I'm trying to... Okay, it's a 2nd level, and it's an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence save. Excellent. They get a big whopping -2 to their intelligence, so that's a total of a 5 for me, so that's definitely going to fail.
All right, and I am... Okay, quick. Would I know what would be scary to a Quaggoth?
Oh, yeah, like... a real angry, like a drow priestess or something, or like a fiend, like a yokel, something like that.
I will make a, what about a Drider?
Yeah, a Drider. Yeah, particularly like a big, scary Drider.
A very big, scary Drider will appear on, I will say the undamaged one.
Okay, perfect.
It's a brown recluse Drider.
Yeah. Just has horrible like mandibles protruding out of its mouth, like dripping with venom.
Mm-hmm. Do I roll the psychic damage now or is it next round?
You tell me. You have the spell up?
I do. It says it says here, no, wait. It's if you see create a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon larger than a 10-foot cube. It's convinced of the reality. Creature can attack. It deals 1d6 each round on your turn.
Okay. So it would deal it now.
The turn I cast it? Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Cool. That's 1 psychic damage.
All right. But the Quaggoth is sort of like whimpering. All right.
It's
And
one
does it-
damage of shame.
1 damage. I'm gonna do a meme here and go like this.
Shame damage.
That's a
Shame.
good plot. All right.
It's a popular clap these days.
Okay.
I'm staying in the shadows still. I'm just gonna hang
Absolutely. Okay. So then it is Soot's turn.
There's one already clawing at me. I'm gonna give it a big grin and take a swipe straight at its head.
Perfect.
23 to hit.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That is 7 points of damage.
Okay. All right, so another solid hammer blow. You hear like a limb cracking as it sort of howls in pain. Not looking so good. You have anything else?
That'll be it for this round.
Okay. So we are around to Flicker.
All right. Oh, right. And he pulls out a smaller book. And he flips through that, and he goes, and he pulls the wand up, and he spins it 3 times, and when he points it, you can see the fire on his arm take off and spin in a direction, and then it spins counterclockwise as it becomes a series of shards and fractals of ice as he shoots out a ray of frost at the Quaggoth that Soot's been smacking on.
Okay.
Ooh, no, that is a 10.
Yeah. It sort of
No.
just streaks by its armor, and you can see like some ice condense onto its fur. But otherwise, it then just impacts against the wall of the cavern.
He flicks back a couple pages. Must adjust for trajectory.
Mirage.
Okay. So the one that attacked me, is that the same one that Soot is attacking?
No.
Bottom line is, do I get
It's
sneak attack again?
Yeah, it's the other one.
But remind me, sneak attack, does it have to be the same? Do I just need to have an ally nearby, or an ally that is attacking them?
No, just an ally within 5 feet. They don't have to be attacking it. They just can't be incapacitated.
Okay, so then I can get sneak attack against the one that attacked.
Yeah, I think you guys are all you're kind of bunched up in the same area.
Okay, cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. Short sword with a lot of flourish, a little bit more than usual. Actually, trying to basically stab my sword and slash at the one that hurt me so badly. Even though I managed to dodge some of it. And the thing is, I kind of did a little too much flourish and got cocky and completely missed. Completely missed.
Yeah. All right.
And then using my my bonus action, as if I did not learn my lesson, I'm going to use my dagger and try to do some flourish. But this time, I'm actually pretending to attack, because in reality, I'm just swooping down and grabbing the wand that was dropped by the mage and discreetly grabbing it for myself.
Okay.
So, do I need to do a sleight of hand check to make sure the rest of the party doesn't notice?
Sure.
I did say discreetly.
Yeah,
that was cue the DM.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, that is, well, I guess they have to do their own check, right? So that's just going to be a 10.
All right. So you're not sure, but you scoop it up.
Okay. All right.
Are we comparing that to our passive wisdom, or?
Yeah, that would be your passive perception.
Oh, I definitely notice.
Yeah, I know.
I saw that.
We all saw that.
All right. And so the Quaggoth sort of takes the opportunity as you're scooping up the wand to claw at you. And the highest there is a 16 to hit.
That's a hit. Uncanny dodge.
Okay. That's 7, so halve to 3. And the other one missed. And the other one is still attacking Soot. That's going to be a 19 and an 18 to hit on Soot.
The 19 hits, and Ty goes to attacker or defender.
Attacker.
Okay, my AC is an 18, so.
Okay, so they both hit. All right. So that's 10 points of slashing damage. Sort of both claws rake in through your defenses, claw down your arm.
Definitely stumble a little from that one.
And we are back around to Phaethris.
Okay, so first things first, the one that has Phantasmal Force cast on it, the Drider just kind of moves closer and takes another bite at it. So I'm going to do another psychic damage.
Perfect.
Higher than the one.
Excellent.
Super high. And I don't think that took an action. That just kind of happens.
Yep.
So
Just curious, what was the effect of Phantasmal Force again?
You don't see it, but in its mind, it thinks this Drider is attacking it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just making sure that didn't have any kind of advantage or something.
No,
it's just making them think that there's a very scary brown recluse Drider. And then I guess for my actual turn, getting into the fray is not a good thing. How close is everyone?
They're basically within about 20 feet of you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna viciously mock one of them.
Okay, excellent.
For fun.
Wisdom save. They're not very wise. Oh yeah, definitely fail. Definitely
Honestly,
fail.
You can't do anything without can't do anything without someone bossing you around. That's a 4 and a 3. That's 7.
Excellent.
Thanks.
So that same Quaggoth is like clawing at its head as your insults penetrate deep into its psyche. Yeah, it's crying a little bit. Mommy told me I was special. Soot.
Taking another solid swing at it. 22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And 7 points damage on it.
Okay. And all right. So it is also sort of howling as you keep striking these blows against it. And we're back around to Flicker.
He's holding the small book, and he's like flicking his fingers around, like trying to figure something out, and he's just swishing the wand back and forth, and he starts chewing on the end of it, and he just points his finger and absentmindedly casts Firebolt at the same Quaggoth that so it's been hitting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That, of course, is a 25 to hit.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So that
not
that
paying
definitely
attention, just trying to think about something, and then all of a sudden, because it's fire. Oh Jesus, that is 17.
Oh wow.
Fire damage. So he's just kind of like gnawing at the end of his wand, and he just points his finger, and then you just kind of hears the searing sound. He goes, oh, right, okay, and he just kind of like goes back into his head, like as if it was like not really a thing.
And he hears the Quaggoth version of a Wilhelm scream as the Quaggoth just sort of like erupts in flame. And Soot gets quite liberally covered with greasy Quaggoth soot as that Quaggoth actually then collapses to the ground, trying to like put itself out, stop, drop, and roll, but then stops moving a little bit before the flames go out.
Woo!
And then it is Mirage.
Okay, so Mirage is gonna just this time stealthily, not stealthily, but like very defiantly, like just go for the kill. No flourish, like straight for the kill against. It's the one. Was it the one that has been attacking me, or is that the other one?
Well, the other one is dead, so yes,
Okay,
it's just the one that's been attacking you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's a 15 to hit.
That does indeed hit.
Okay. And that's a 9, 14. That's 17 plus 5. That's 22 points of slashing damage, plus an extra 7 points of fire damage that engulf the thing. Still don't know how to say it.
All right. So this one too, you sort of strike in for the green flame blade, and you strike in deep. You can feel the blade sinking deep and tickling an organ or two as it then erupts into flame, screams horribly, and dies.
Woo.
Just because I was angry at it, I'm still using my bonus attack to kind of stab it with my dagger. And just really
Yeah, there is a meaty thunk as your dagger strikes into it.
And then both dagger and short sword back at my belt.
See, that wasn't too hard.
Oh, well, it wasn't as bad, actually.
Let's short one. You should remember that in the future there could be stronger enemies, and some tactical thinking might be appropriate.
Oh, well, actually, the element of surprise is probably within our best interest. Yes.
Honestly, I think you all are very, very foolish. And I kind of step out of the shadows, like my arms crossed, with like a very disapproving, like mom look, like.
This is a common symptom of being a drow.
What is the trouble, Dark One?
I actually didn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
What is it that troubles you, Dark One?
You know, attacking my cousins and all. It's a fun time. Everything's fun. It's fine.
Shall we continue? Maybe. Perhaps.
Okay. So I just like hold my hand out so that Edge can just jump on it and just come back on my shoulder while I go take a look at that door.
Oh,
Okay.
Also, before you go, Kat, I want to see that wand you picked up.
Oh, the wand?
Okay. Is the floor like perfect, immaculate, or are there like kind of like cracks between tiles or something like that, or?
It is, while it might be old, it was dwarven made, and the dwarves build to last. It's got like pretty good flagstones. They're pretty tightly joined.
Okay, so what I do is I just do it with a flicker of my hand. I just like toss the wand kind of back to the corridor where we came from, but I'm actually casting a minor illusion, and I'm casting the illusion away.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand.
That is a 17.
Oh, flickers. Whoop. Oh, that's fucking useless, isn't it?
So it's kind of like back in the darkness of the corridor.
Right.
But then as soon as it goes into the darkness, I basically cancel it out.
What do I roll to see if it is an illusion? Because you pulled this trick on the boat.
Oh yes, that would be intelligence investigation check.
I'm not that smart, though. I mean, I guess I'm really smart because I rolled an 18.
Oh, you saw that.
Yeah, you could see the faint bits of like translucence. That what he was holding was not quite real.
Shall we proceed?
Very well, but I do want to look at that later.
I just ignore it and start looking at the door to see if, first of all, Is there anything unusual about it, or
it's closed, but it is basically just like relatively plain dwarven made like stone door.
Okay.
It's got some like geometric carvings on it, but it, nothing elaborate.
Is there anything else on the Drow's body?
Why don't you give me an investigation check?
21.
All right. There is a spell book, and he's got some jewelry, things like that on. So he's got a brooch that he's wearing with like an obsidian spider, and like belt pouches with spell components, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so I grab everything. I immediately take the book and I hand it over to Flicker and say, you seem to like books.
Oh, yes, yeah, thank you. And he's just gonna flip through it and just pour
and
over.
The pouches of spell components. I mean, like these trinkets might be useful to someone like you.
And there's a quick moment, and he just like uses produce flame, and as you hand it to him, underneath it, he lights it on fire, and it turns into ash. No thanks. And she goes back to the book.
And you said there was a symbol.
He's got a brooch of like an obsidian spider and some jewelry. That was all like pretty obvious, like some rings on his fingers and things like that.
Okay, so and then obviously in plain sight of the group, I just take those in. Let's keep those and figure this out later, shall we?
Right. So like combined among all the jewelry, there's 3 rings and the brooch. It'd be 150 gold pieces worth of jewelry. It's all like gold, some of it's silver, all of it has some gems. The brooch is probably worth the most, and it's like solid obsidian.
Obsidian brooch. Okay. Okay. All right. So, is there the door you said is just like a massive door? Is there anything else special to it?
It is a stone door. It is closed. It's got some geometric carvings on it. It's like some other doors you've seen in the complex so far. Doesn't have anything apparently special to it at all.
How does it open exactly? How is it? What is it? Is it like you push it, or does it have a handle,
it's got like a handle, and it will pull open.
I'll try to put my cat ear against the door to see if I hear something inside.
Okay, give me a perception check.
That's a natural 20 plus 8.
Okay, so you hear some sounds, but they're from a distance. They do not appear to be on the other side of this door, but coming from like deeper in and echoing through, some other rooms and doors and things like that. So it's faint and muffled and distant.
Okay, so I will slowly push the door open.
Okay.
With my short sword out and opening the door.
All right. So it appears to open into a bit of an antechamber. So this is 5B. And the most obvious feature, as well as some, again, there's kind of like webbing. It actually looks like there's some cocoon, like pierced up against the wall, like something wrapped in the webbing. Similarly to when you found the goblin early on,
right.
Like, some smallish shape cocooned up against the wall. But then in the sort of southwest, on the western wall, is a large set of bronze doors with a bronze relief of a mountain with a fist-sized depression in its center.
Something tells me there's something big and important behind that door.
There's also another door to the south.
There is, yes. That one is just, again, another stone door similar to the one that you just entered and came through.
Okay. So then when I notice like the cocoons and the webs and everything, I just like turn around to the others.
I mean, the room's not super big, and you don't see any spiders in it. Just
Yeah, okay.
the webbing.
Okay, so I'll walk in to the and go check this door here to try to listen to it. And while I walk over there, I turn to the others and point in the corner to whatever is stuck in the cocoon, so they can go investigate it.
Yeah, sure. I will go over, no problem.
Okay.
So there's
Alright.
something wrapped up in cocoon in there?
Yeah. So if you, how are you going to investigate the spider silk cocoons?
I'm gonna create a softball-sized flame in my hand because I can do that naturally, and I'm going to hurl it at whatever's connecting it to the ceiling, and I'm going to call it down so that I can cut it open with my dagger.
Okay. All right. So it sort of burns through and it hits with a little bit of a dry, cracking thunk sound.
Okay. I'm gonna go over and start like carving into it with my dagger.
All right.
While he's doing this, I hold my crossbow in the direction of the cocoon, and I'm ready.
All right. So when you cut it open, you just eventually find a desiccated corpse of a halfling.
Anybody, you know, and he'll like pry it open.
And then I don't even answer. I just like look back to the door and I try to listen at the door.
And
Yes.
give me
Shrugs.
give me a perception check.
Great. 10.
All right. So you hear some muffled sounds, but you're not making out, distinctly what it is. But there is definitely activity in the room.
Okay. Can I listen to the other door?
Yeah.
That's a 20, dirty 20.
Okay. You actually you hear again a little bit distant, but you hear some murmuring and muttering sort of voices, and then you hear a muffled scream. And then sort of a very dark chuckling sound.
And that's coming from 5C specifically?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Well, quick question: what happened to the bugbears?
They're sort of just in behind you.
All right. Well,
They'll do what they're told. They don't necessarily run and attack something unless they're asked or given orders to.
Okay. Well, I guess there was a small room as well where we were. So.
It was relatively small, yeah.
Okay. But you're right. It's easy to forget about them. They're really stealthy. Okay, so where should we go? There is definitely something in this room here. There's something darker and evil to the south.
Does it recognize the images on the doors of being typical for a dwarvish temple?
You absolutely do. Why don't you give me a religion check?
19.
Okay. It is absolutely a relief carved to resemble the symbol of Dumathoin, except where that fish-shaped depression would be in any iconography of Dumathoin that you would wear, there should be a gem.
And there isn't?
And well, in yes, normally, like if you were wearing a holy symbol of Dumathoin, like that area that has a depression in the door would have a gem embedded in it. If it was an altar, so definitely there should be a gem to complete that symbol.
Does it look like there was a gem before and it's missing, or it's just like it was designed to not have one?
Give me just an intelligence check, investigation check.
17.
It looks like something could fit in there.
Hmm. And is there any of the gems that we looted, like the rings or the brooch or something, that looks like it could fit in there?
Well, the rings and brooches were all drow make and too small.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at like a fist-sized gem. I think all of us would have noticed that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, all of you who had, a lot of gold, you probably carry it around in things like gemstones. So if you still have a lot of gold that you never spent on stuff, the odds of it being a gem is totally appropriate.
Didn't Flicker come in with a fist-sized flaming gem?
Probably.
Yep. And he's holding it while he's reading his book.
Hey, dearest, you mind jamming your gem in that hole?
He turns to you and he goes, "I swear that used as a euphemism." And he like rolls up to the door and like tries to squeeze it in one way, the other. And
Yeah, and you rotate it around, and
it definitely doesn't fit.
well, it's the hole is like relatively generic, and so your gem's a bit smaller than the hole, and you kind of put it in, and then when you let go, it adheres, and you can actually hear like the flames from your gem kind of like dissipate out, go through the door, and you hear a faint thunk, like something being unlocked.
And goes, oops.
Is the gem stuck in there now?
And Flicker tries to, they try to pull it out.
And the gem is like adhered into the door.
Sorry. Faces is not sorry.
And does the door push or pull?
It looks like it pushes.
So
because you have to make dramatic entrances into temples, right? By like pushing the doors.
As soon as he can't get it out there, as soon as they can't get it out the door, Flicker is then gonna push the door as hard as he can open, hoping that it'll let it go.
All right. And so the doors like swing open silently on their hinges, and as they like kind of pop open and you're still holding onto the gem, it clicks off, sort of like, removing the key.
Okay.
And the doors swing open and then thunk into the wall in behind them, which echoes into the room.
It looks down the hallway
And
they see...
Yep. All right. So there is a long, sort of vaguely rectangular room with like these, pillars running down and a dais at the far end.
Flicker, wrong door. It's the one on the left you opened up.
It's to 6.
Uh-oh.
Yes, the one on the left. Into
Okay.
6.
Perfect.
You opened up the big room.
Oh, great. Perfect. Even better.
All right. There are...
I have concerns.
Oh, there's tokens in here. Okay.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Well,
It's like an old 1980s video game where the characters are just voting one after the other,
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Where is... Can I search this? I believe I can.
Concerns.
So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 concerns.
Oh, there are more concerns. There are more
Big
concerns.
spooters. Big spooters.
Oh, dear.
All right. So, standing on the dais...
Fireballs, now's the time.
Yes. Standing on the dais at the far end is clearly a drow priestess of Lolth, presiding over a group of 4 drow that are near her, 2 females and 2 males, and a giant spider, which is in the process of, let's just say that there is a still living being of some sort wrapped up in spider web, struggling on the ground, while the spider above it is jabbing its ovipositor into it and laying eggs into the captive.
Oh no!
That's just rude.
That doesn't sound good. Oh God.
Beautiful.
At the very back of the room, the temple has this carving of a relief carving of a mountain on it, and lashed to it with sticky webbing is a male drow who is struggling and gagged and is covered in sacks of spider eggs.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Where is that male drow?
All the way at the back.
Like at the very back of the room.
Oh, okay.
I didn't put a token in
like
because
back
it's just, a drow that's attached to the wall and covered in sacks of spider eggs and struggling and gagged. Looks like it is being held. He is being held against his will. And the priestess was in the middle of basically giving a sermon glorifying Lolth to her acolytes, and something about the glories of the spider, and you should count yourself lucky. And then she turns around as the doors slam open and just yells out, "Who dares interrupt Trissa Avauryndar, High Priestess of Lolth? This sacrilege will not stand."
Flicker looks back at Mirage.
And Mirage is already hidden.
and just goes, "Oops," and points. And he's going to cast Fireball.
All right, and I will
Right
have
there.
everyone roll initiative for me, please.
No.
Dan,
Yes.
one
I
thing
love-
that I can tell you about Flicker, being an evocation wizard, you have somebody underneath that spider also getting bit and covered in eggs and shit and stuff. I, as an evocation wizard, can choose to avoid him.
Yes.
I can
absolutely.
shape my spell, so everybody but the
Awesome.
captive can.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Perfect.
So go ahead and we'll get that started.
So yes, let's get the party started.
My initiative roll is 2.
Ooh, this is
I was very surprised those doors opened.
we were all very surprised.
Mirage is a 10.
21.
15.
I hope you know how to cast Fireball.
Okay. And she's got... Alright. And they are going...
And each square is 10 feet?
That's correct.
Holy shit, that's a lot of range.
Yes.
So I hit all of them. So
Yeah.
No,
well,
you're not worried about,
yeah. You haven't cast it yet.
yeah.
Because we're doing, the initiative is pretty much when you open the door, but
Yeah.
you're intending on casting it. We'll see what happens first.
Mhm.
Because Faithress is actually going to be the first to go.
I totally know what I'm doing. Where I need to look at the map. Okay, wait a minute. Where am I? Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I can get there. I would like to staying back still like outside of the hall, but like kind of peering in. I'm going to take my instrument I still can't pronounce, and I am going to play a very special song.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Fog Cloud on top of as many people as I can, so they can't see us.
Okay. And so what's the radius that covers?
The radius of Fog Cloud is a 20-foot sphere.
20-foot sphere. Okay. So yeah, you can get, if you want as many people as you can possibly get. You can drop it.
I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna try and at least get the priestess in it.
Okay. Yep. So you can definitely get her and most of those other drow, but they're going to be like kind of at the leading edge if you center it in between them.
Okay. I definitely just want to get the priestess in there and just be like, bye.
Okay. All right. So you drop it at the back. And yes, so the air gets like boiling fog sort of materializes as all the water and moisture in the air condenses around these drow. You can just make out sort of at the very leading edge a couple of those drow in the front and the priestess yelling in the back.
That should buy y'all some time.
All right. And
gotta be the drow.
Let's see. You hear her calling out for Lolth to aid her.
Hopefully she doesn't answer.
All right.
Lolth always answers.
If she actually answers in person, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, sadly, that's technically the case.
Lolth always answers.
All right, so we won't actually have a good token for this, but let's just find something generic.
I said another spooter.
Sounds like it. Because you're calling for Lolth, it sounds like another one.
It's always a spooter.
Always. Every time. Those bastards.
Right. So this is not what it is, but we'll just pretend.
Okay.
So appearing between the fog cloud and you is something that could only generously be described as resembling an Icarus tree-like yellow creature with a whole lot of tentacles.
Oh.
Faithress, you recognize this as a fiend favored of Lolth and her priestesses known as a Yoklol.
Hold on. Was that a spell?
That was not a spell.
Then never mind. Because it doesn't matter if it wasn't a spell.
Yeah. It's a magical ability, but she wasn't casting a spell.
That's fine.
It does not sound fine.
No, it's not.
All right, and she just cackles, and that's her turn. And then it is the drow who are kind of blinded and can't see. And they're trying to get out of the fog. A couple of them do just move out. But the other ones, 2 moved out, and the other 2 kind of moved deeper in as they're kind of like going around blind and don't know exactly where they are. But these 2 moved out. But then that's their turn. They basically just get outside. And then it is Flicker.
Yeah, so that's a fireball going right over here in the center so that I get a 20-foot radius of as many people as possible.
Perfect.
Believe that's fireball is 20-foot radius. Yes. Cool.
Yep.
So that's going to be 4 dex saves. DC 13. Okay, so that's 16. 25, 27 fire damage.
27. All right.
Tasty.
Let me just double check that. All right. So you hear some screams. And surprisingly, the spider is the only one that made its saving throw.
Well done.
It's a very nimble spider.
But it made it. The spider rolled a natural 20.
Oh wow! I'm happy for the
Uh,
spider. Congratulations.
So it's going to take half damage, which still, I mean, like a couple of its limbs get blown off. It's singed really bad. It looks horrible. But most importantly, you hear some gurgling death cries as a few drow caught in that bubble.
Oh, nice. Two of them are dead.
Die. Yeah, those.
Did the front one get hit by the fireball?
No.
No,
Okay.
no.
And the purple one either, right?
No,
That's right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So these
The
are like intact still.
Those are
That's what I
intact still. Yep, the priestess did. The spider took some damage. The other drows and the yoklul are totally fine. And then it is the spider's turn. And the spider is just moving to like position itself a little bit away, but in between you and the priestess. Actually, 60 feet. 30. Yep, and it's just staying there. All right, and then it is Mirage.
Oh, then it is me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so wrong mouse because I have two computers here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, so Mirage, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my feline agility to double my move this turn.
Okay.
And can I presume to be kind of hidden behind a pillar here, or I would have to be on this square?
Yeah, you'd have at least some cover. It's not a perfect. Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to run like very stealthily and stay hidden. So basically, it's a stealth movement that's fast like the wind.
All right, you can hide at the end. I mean, you're running across an open space, so there's not, in front of people. So it's hard to be stealthy in the run, but you can use your bonus action to hide at the end of your movement.
Or can I use my bonus action first to hide it? Because I want to have my sneak attack damage from range.
Well, the order in which you use your movement and actions is totally up to you, is irrelevant.
Right.
I'm just saying that hiding after you move is actually hiding. Like you're running across an open space, right? So hiding before you move wouldn't do a whole lot.
Because I presume maybe they got distracted by all the action and everything, so I'm using that opportunity to move over there, make sure that I'm... Okay, never mind. Okay, so I'll hide at the end, and then I'll use my bonus action to hide, and then I'll take my attack, and hopefully that's going to be a sneak attack.
Yeah.
So do I roll stealth first?
Roll your stealth, yeah.
Okay, so that's a 22 stealth.
Okay.
Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm using my crossbow. And by the way, just before I started running, I just turned to the 2 bugbears and I said, "Attack!"
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a shot at the. I have a range of 30. Can I hit the drow at the bottom?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I got a range of 120, but I don't want disadvantage. So
That's
I'm gonna
right.
take a shot with my crossbow. That is a 17 with my crossbow.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And do I get sneak attack damage?
You do.
Okay, cool. So that is going to be, not great. 5 plus 3, that's 8. Plus 5, that's 13. Plus my modifier is 5, that's 18 points. Plus 8 damage. Oh, sorry, there's no flame on this one. No, it's just 18 damage.
Yep, but the crossbow bolt slams into it and the drow falls down.
Nice. Okay,
All right.
and that's it.
That's
for me.
it. So then we are at Soot.
Definitely coming up into the room. With the fog cloud, I wouldn't see the Drow Priestess anymore, would I?
That's right. Yeah.
So I will instead focus on the yokel and cast. Where'd it go? Guiding bolt.
Okay.
So that'll be 19 to hit it at range.
That hits.
It's gonna be 17 points of radiant damage, and the next attack on it before the end of my turn is at advantage.
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, this radiant bolt of energy slams into it. It sort of gurgles horribly. Some of this like ooze-like substance that it seems to be made of boils away, and then it's outlined in this glowing golden light afterwards.
He attacked the tentacle thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, all right, sorry, I missed that. Thanks.
All right. And then it's advancing.
Don't like that.
And
Absolutely not.
there we go. And then Soot, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Come on, you're very wise.
15.
All right. So you can feel this like weird burbling sort of start to like seep into your brain, but you manage to shake it off. So you think it was sort of starting to try and charm you. And that's its turn, and so we're actually back around to Phaethris.
Ah! Okay.
Bonus action to scream.
Yeah, bonus action panic. And then I'm going to dissipate the fog cloud because I am.
Just quick question. The bugbears don't act this turn?
Good question.
Because Phaedrus was the first one, right? We're back at
yes. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Phaedrus, but I figured we might need some help, so I want to make sure that they act or something.
They're gonna go in because you ordered them, but I've rolled initiative for them, so they're gonna be in here.
Well, they're playing Simon Says, and apparently they don't do anything unless we actually tell them to. So
that's right.
Simon Says, hurt the things.
All right. So yes, continue, Phaedrus.
Okay. Because that yokel's getting a little too close for comfort, I am going to dissipate the fog cloud and instead use my instrument I can't pronounce to cast bark skin on myself.
Okay. All right. So your skin turns into bark, offering you some protection.
But it looks like graying dead tree bark.
Yeah.
Like the trees you would find in the Underdark tree bark. It's like very like gnarled and like just kind of like when Groot gets like his spikes, it just kind of
Excellent. And are you doing anything else?
I can't. I'm going to make sure that I am not in the room. I'm just like back there.
Okay. So you're
I don't think I
nope.
can do anything else.
Unless you give Bardic Inspiration. That's a bonus
I think
action.
I have one more. Who's in range? How far? 60 feet. Who's in 60 feet of me?
Everybody.
Ooh, okay. I am going to give Mirage Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, perfect.
I've got one left. I'm saving it for special things.
I'm listening. I'm waiting for the inspiration.
You have nice fur.
That's the nicest thing she's ever said to you.
It's a D8, so you can add a D8 to your
all right.
One ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Thank you very much.
All right. So
You see
you
my ears kind of like flatten, like this when I hear that.
so you hear some more arcane muttering, and the priestess levitates into the air. That's her turn.
We're gonna let her do that. I'm gonna allow her to do these things.
And the drow is dashing to get all up in your face,
Oh no!
but then can't do anything.
Oh good.
And then it's Flicker's turn.
And he's gonna like react really poorly, and he's going to reach his arm out as he's like trying to jump back at the same time, and he's gonna cast Shocking Grasp on the drow that just approached him.
Perfect.
For 20 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
And he grabs him around the mandible, kind of like this, and just like as he's grabbing him, he turns away, and the fire starts whipping up really fast, and it causes the electricity, and he gets hit for 4 or 5 lightning damage.
All right.
And then I turn into a puff of smoke as I misty step 30 feet away.
All right, perfect.
Not backwards.
All right. So the drow, sort of convulses a little bit.
Probably not, actually. You're right.
And okay. The bugbears enter the room and attack the drow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna be enough to kill said drow.
Bye.
And then the bugbears are looking at the yokel and going, nope.
They're not paid enough for this.
They don't think they're paid properly at all, really.
They're not paid enough for this.
They were voluntold appropriately.
I figured.
So the spider is going to shoot some webbing at Flicker. That's a 12 to hit, and I think that won't because you get mage armor up, right?
That's right. My AC will be 14.
Okay, perfect. So then it is Mirage.
Okay, so Mirage is gonna 1, 2, 3 move ahead. I guess that's the farthest I can get, right? With 30 feet.
Yep.
Assuming I'm more like on the right side of the pillar. Like
That's fine.
And she's not within 30 feet, right?
No.
So if I'm outside of my normal range but within my max range, what does that mean for a roll?
Then it's disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay, so am I still hidden or do I need to hide again?
You'll need to make another stealth check.
Okay, I forgot earlier that I actually have advantage on stealth checks because I have my Cloak of Elvenkind.
That is right.
That's a 26 to hide.
Oof.
All right, so you
And
are
then-
still hidden.
Okay, and then I will use my crossbow and make a slightly long range attack against the priestess
Okay,
with my crossbow. So that means disadvantage, right?
that's correct.
But you have your inspiration.
Oh, trust me, I remembered that. But thank you for mentioning it. Oh shit, 16 and 17. So that's a 16 plus 8. That's 24 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
All right, and then my damage, sneak attack damage. I can't add the inspiration to this though, right?
That's right. Just to like
Damage and
D20
ability.
rolls.
Just,
Yeah.
Checks and stuff. Okay, all right.
That's right.
I'll save it for now. Okay, so that's 10 plus 6, 16 plus another 5. That's 21 points of damage against the priestess as she is levitating in the air. She's like a big target, so
That's
good
right.
shot at it.
So,
At a disadvantage, mind you.
yeah, and that is a concentration spell. She's 20 feet up, so she's gonna have to make a con save. Ooh, and on a natural 1,
Ooh,
she
yeah.
loses her levitation and falls, and is gonna take 2d6 damage.
Because she falls from 10 feet. All of 10 feet.
No, 20 feet.
Ooh, even better.
2d6, so she took 4 points of damage.
Oh, please tell me it kills her. That would be so awesome.
Oh, so she
falls
hits.
in-
So she hits the ground and yells. The question is, ooh, and she fails her acrobatics, so she lands prone.
Oh yes.
So she
boy.
is on the ground prone, and it's Soot's turn.
Oh, choices. She's in my range. I'm gonna launch guiding bolt at her.
Well, you're going to be at disadvantage because she's prone this time.
Yeah.
Meh.
You still have inspiration too.
Yep. And I'm going to use it. My first roll was a 16. My second one was a 12. And where'd my 8 go? That'll be a 17.
So yeah, that hits. Just barely.
Inspiration.
10 points of radiant damage.
Oh, there is like a horrible scream, and she is cursing out all of the dwarven gods, and is not happy.
Is she alive and not happy, or dead and not happy?
She's alive and not happy, but from what you can hear of the moaning, it's not looking so good.
Can I just quietly translate all the curses over the
Oh yeah.
I'm just translating them, not to be helpful, just to be mean.
Hey,
Just
it's
running
good,
the
it's
play-by-play.
good. I don't speak Undercommon. I'm really curious what they're saying.
Yeah, and she's cursing
Yeah.
in Drow.
Yeah, I speak Undercommon too, so please DM do translate all the Drow curses.
Yeah, well the Drow's not Undercommon. She's speaking Drow,
It's entirely
s-
different.
so a different language.
Oh, I didn't
No.
know that.
I
Okay,
only
that
got
was not an
Dwarven
option in the drop list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
and
it's basically
Undercommon.
Elvish, but it's if you speak
Dark
Elvish, you would pick up the odd word, but it's like the difference between German and Swiss German.
That's right.
Quietly translating things over to Soot, like, oh wow, oh she really didn't like that god. Oof.
No.
Ooh.
And here I thought you were going to make a French-Canadian joke here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm behind the
Yes.
goal is nectar.
Oh, man! Somebody knows the swear words in Quebec!
Fucking good.
I know a few.
And this stream just became rated 17.
The good thing about cursing in non-English.
That's right.
We're only partially family friendly. Most of our streams, we're okay with swearing. It's other things we're not okay with. All right, so the Yochlol moves up to Soot. and makes 2 melee attacks. Big tentacles come out and swipe at you.
Ouch.
The first one's a natural 20.
Ooh.
And the next one is an 18.
All right. Say both hit.
All right. So, let's do the first one. 4. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I need more d6s.
Oh boy.
That's never a good thing. No.
Nope.
Oh wait, I need a whole bunch of...
No.
Oh, no.
Bison, it was nice knowing you.
Oh,
On a
boy.
scale of I fell down the stairs or I fell off the Eiffel Tower,
You're
where are we at? About a house?
you fell down a set of escalators.
They just kept bringing you back up.
Well, so the bad news is that it was 6d6 doubled, so 12d6, because of the nat 20. The good news is it's poison damage and you're a dwarf.
Indeed, I have resistance against poison.
Yikes.
All right.
All of it is poison damage.
All of this damage.
We
is
already did the bludgeoning damage. The bludgeoning damage was only 1d6 doubled to 2d6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these things are foul.
All right, so we've got 10, 16, 22, 28, 30, 40, 51. Sorry,
25.
and 1 dice, 56.
56. 28 points of poison damage.
28 points of poison damage.
Ouch, Andy. Ouch.
Which takes me to a -6.
Oh, he goes down. Soot goes down.
And then don't forget that was just the first hit. The second one hit as well.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So that'll be a
no.
failed death save.
Oh,
So like as you collapse to the ground, it sort of slams its tentacle into you, and so you're at one failed death save.
Perfect.
All right.
Please tell me the bard has healing word.
I do.
Please tell me the bard has
And I'm
healing
right
word.
next to him. I do.
And
I promise.
and it is Faithress's turn.
Oh, here it
Okay. All right. First things first. Bonus action. Second level healing word. Second level healing word. I think.
Perfect.
Wait a minute. How much?
Sweet.
That's 2d4.
That's 2d4, or I can do. No, we'll do 2d4. Okay, so there you go. So, I have to roll for that. Oh no, please roll up, please roll up.
You got it, Mackenzie.
It's okay. It's well, you're up to 7. And then as my action, I am going to cast a 3rd level shatter on the Yukol.
Okay. And I'm gonna assume that you place it sort of behind it because it's a 10-foot
Yeah.
radius. So yeah,
I just want to get the Yukol in it.
yeah. So like sort of in behind, and then it goes into its back. So Constitution save.
Yes, DC 14.
Yeah. So it succeeds.
Yes. All right, but you still get half damage.
Yes.
That is 4d8. Okay, 1, 2. I can count 3. I've never rolled this many d8s. Well, they all went everywhere. Okay, wait. That's 6. That's 2. That's 2. I didn't do that well. So that's a 10, 13 divided by 2. So that's only 6. 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if you round up or down.
Down.
Okay.
All right. So the thunder wave sort of like smacks into it from the shatter spell. You see its like form kind of like ripple with the sound waves, and then like kind of reform like jello that had been shaken.
And then as my movement, I'm going to duck behind the door.
Excellent. Perfect. Duck out of the way.
Good job.
All right. The priestess pushes herself up
Damn
and
it.
is cursing.
That was the stupid move. That was the stupid move. You stay down.
All right. And she mutters a prayer to Lolth, and you see like spider webs sort of form on her person, and as they sink into her flesh, some of the wounds that she has taken knit closed as she calls upon Lolth to heal her.
What a bitch.
Right?
I wasn't sure if we were allowed to say that word, but I'm gonna say it. Then.
It depends on
Whatever.
it depends on the context. In this case, totally, I think. Fine.
Oh, what
Wait
a
minute,
jerk.
can I have...
Right.
Oh, she does. She's got so much. She's jerk, big jerk.
All right, and that
We are
is
gonna
her.
die.
That is her turn.
Mm.
Well, most of her turn. She's got still a little bit of movement left. She moves back there a little bit. All right.
Away. Oh.
It's then that's dead. So it's Flicker's turn.
So he sees her get up, and he's like looking around the pillars that are down the way, and he kind of like leans out, leans back, leans around, is like nibbling on his wand again. Pulls out 3 fingers and just like starts changing them in his hands, and they turn into like his hand turns into flame, and they start spinning and circulating, and you get 3 streams as he shoots a scorching ray at her from
Perfect.
where he's standing. So we'll cast that. So I get 3 of these. That's a 24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's a 20.
That'll hit.
One more. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a nat 1.
Aw.
So the
Okay.
last one just like fizzles out and poofs in your face after the other ones
So he
streak
like
off.
it comes out of his wand and goes up his nose as the other 2 like spin around the pillars, and she takes 10 14 fire damage,
All right.
and that'll be my turn.
All right. So that sort of like rocks her back a step as it goes in. I can imagine when that third one goes up your nose that your hair then like shoots up in like
It goes out your ears too. Just
Yeah, right. I go from a just as casual mop to like a carrot top size mop.
All right. So bugbears are gonna attack the spider. Well, one does. Oh yeah, the other one's got reach because bugbears. They were supposed to sort of be in the same spot. They both hit, and they proceed to tear the spider limb from limb.
Yay!
yay! One less thing to worry
I'm just gonna
about.
put that there so I can tell that there's 2.
One less thing to worry about. There's one
All
less
right.
thing to worry
So the
about.
spider's dead, and it's Mirage.
Okay, so she moved away just a little bit too far for me. I will then move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I can't use my feline agility yet. I need to stop moving for that. So I guess I don't have a choice. I'm gonna move down here, kind of like at the. I want to be like a little further down, kind of around that corner. But anyway,
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
it's like a
at the
dais,
bottom
so
of those stairs.
yeah.
I'm at the bottom of those stairs, and I kind of like hide there. So let me do my hide check, my stealth
Absolutely.
check. That's a 29 to hide.
Okay.
And then I will once again take a shot with my crossbow at the priestess up there.
Okay.
Okay, natural 20.
No!
Excellent.
Get a
Roll
crit
all
on
them
our side.
dice. Roll all them dice.
Get that.
Okay,
Get
so
that.
what do I roll again?
All your dice, you double the number of dice you roll,
Including my sneak attack damage?
including your sneak
Mhm.
attack.
Everything.
So basically, I do 8d6 of damage.
That's
Yep.
right.
Okay, so I
Get it
don't
back
have
to
more
them.
dice, so I have to roll more often. So that's that's 13 plus 10. That's 23 plus 9. That's 32 plus 5. That's 37 points piercing damage. Basically, just like peeking around the corner and going meow, click, taking a little shot.
And so as she's like sort of scanning the room and you just pop up and fire, the crossbow bolt snaps out and slams straight into her eye socket, sending her like catapulting off of her feet backwards, impacting and laying still on the dais. And with that, the Yockel in front of Soot, that's tentacles are like writhing over him, just starts smoking into flame and smoke and disappears.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run up quickly to the priestess to make sure that she is really dead.
She absolutely is.
I mean,
Okay.
third level spell slot. And
I would also like to go over to Soot. I actually didn't realize this, but I can cast Cure Wounds through my guitar thing. So
Yes.
it's a first level Cure Wounds, but I'll slap him on the back and then play a little ditty and give him a very low level Cure Wounds.
Excellent.
Ooh, but that's a 6. So that's 6 plus 3, so you get 9 hit points on top of whatever else you got.
that's nice.
Cute.
Gonna try
Casting
and
Cure Wounds myself.
open up and
Cool.
save the captive.
Yes, yeah. So you cut it open, you can see some wounds, and where presumably eggs have been laid in it.
I would also like to go find the drow attached to the wall.
Right.
Okay, while this is happening, I check to see what's on the priestess.
Okay.
Searching specifically for a dagger, but other interesting things.
Yeah. So she has like her robes and vestments on. So similarly to the Drow Mage, like there's a lot of jewelry. There's a big obsidian brooch. She's got sort of like a priestly staff that she has on her. She's got like heavy bracelets. Definitely a lot of jewelry. And indeed, in a sash that she is wearing, tucked into it is a fine and elegant looking dagger.
Okay, so I show the dagger to everyone.
It looks like we got the dagger and more trinkets.
Do the robes look magical in any way? Are there any ornate runes or something on them?
No, they're a heavy, like expensive cloth, and they've got things stitched into them, but they don't really seem to have any inherent magical quality to them.
And she had a staff too, right?
Yes. Again, just like a priestly staff. It's carved as if it's all like made of interlocking spiders, with then like a large obsidian spider on topping the staff.
Okay.
Like that thing of daddy long legs that you put on Twitter.
Yeah, but in staff form.
No. I would like to, after smacking Soot on the back, I would like to walk over past Mirage and go find the drow stuck to the back wall. And as I pass Mirage, I'll just quietly say, "I meant what I said about your fur," and then just keep going.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I meant what you said about what?
She meant what you said about your fur.
and then just keep walking. Like, don't even look at you. I just say it very quietly out the corner of my mouth and just keep going to the drow.
I'm sorry, because two people were talking, so I did miss your comment.
Fur.
Oh, you're
fur.
Okay.
I
fur.
meant what I said.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, the drow sort of like has these like, so he's cocooned and then like kind of blindfolded and gagged. But then he's got these like pulsating sacs of spider eggs that have been like attached on the outside.
First question, do I recognize him or nah?
Well, so it's pretty hard to tell because he's got so much like webbing over his face.
Okay. Hey, Flames, can you, perhaps burn those egg sacs without
Yeah.
hurting him?
Short answer is yes. Quick answer is pointless, maybe, and he kind of gives you this like look of he's not sure whether or not he's gonna make it.
No, I don't want to hurt him.
Could I make a medicine check to see
Sure.
if there's
Yeah.
any point?
Yeah. No, that seems good.
So I'm gonna go up and examine these egg sacs. They look like egg sacs. All right. And he's gonna turn his hands into flame, and just like kind of singe the edges and pull them down.
Okay. And so yeah, so that kind of like the egg sacs, crisp and then like pop open one by one. Like little baby spiders come out, like and disintegrate in the flames, and then it sort of like slumps to the ground, clearly exhausted, and kind of like just muttering to himself about, Loth will not be pleased. Not be pleased.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm going.
I will take the. I will. Can I just hit? I want to hit him, but like not just knock him out. So what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he's helpless at the moment, so you don't need to roll for it. You could, like crack him in the back of the head to just like knock him unconscious.
Once I hear that, I'm just like.
Yeah. And the other captive was a human male, probably an adventurer of some sort, but is currently unconscious. So when Flicker, got him untied, and you can see these wounds where he's had eggs laid into him, probably needs some kind of medical help for that.
Probably.
I'll field triage if I think I can do anything for him.
So you think that while you could use like a cure wounds to, heal the wounds, it'd probably take something like a lesser restoration to remove the eggs.
Yeah.
I can cure him. I still have a couple cure wounds in my guitar thing. So if you're short on spell slots.
No. It's all practical. If I think he's super in danger, if the bugbears can just carry him as we retreat out and use the spell slot when we're in.
Why don't you give me a medicine check, Soot?
Okay. 6.
You have no idea how long giant spider eggs take to hatch. They were just laid though, so.
Yeah, he's unconscious, so I'd say we just try and pack him out before we traumatize him any further.
Can you remove the eggs? Can you save him?
It's not that easy, unfortunately. It's takes tricky work, and it takes a little bit longer than just a couple seconds.
Can we at least make sure he doesn't die on the ride back?
Yeah, as long as he keeps breathing. Well.
Yeah, he's conscious and stable. He's not like actively bleeding. The same as the drow. They're injured, but they don't look like they're in immediate danger. The question with the captive who's had spider eggs laid into him is how long those will take to hatch, and you don't know.
Does anyone have any rope? I'd like to tie the drow up.
Sure, lots of rope. Here you go.
Cool. I'm going to tie the unconscious drow's hand behind his back and just like knot it tight. Do I recognize him now?
Yeah, he looks like a low-ranking member of House Avauryndar. You can't quite remember his name. He wasn't super important, but you probably have, at least seen him at some point in your dealings.
I know my cousins better when they're bound and gagged.
May
Among
I
the
ask,
drow.
What do you want?
No,
What are
it's-
your intentions with this drow?
Well, I was hoping he would be akin to leaving, like me, but and I'm going to take I have for some reason I have costumes. I'm gonna take like a small like handkerchief, kind of just shove it in his mouth, and then pop a candle in there also, and just be like.
But Dark One, he seemed disappointed that the ritual was interrupted. What are
Yes,
the
well,
chances that he will turn?
well, in my experience, it depends. So
If
I
we
would
bring
like-
him back, you know the hobgoblins will torture him. Maybe a swift death would be the more, for the lack of a better word, humane thing to do.
I don't know if there's lots of drow around here. Why don't we just leave them and we've got what we came after?
Flicker is slowly going forward and backward with his arm, like reaching for his neck, like back and forth, back and forth. Should I shock him? Should I not shock him?
There is a difference between showing mercy of a quick death and releasing an enemy back to the hive.
every drow should be given the chance to see the light. And I will just leave. I will tie him up, and I will leave him in the corner.
Okay.
And Flicker will walk out back to the front door towards the door to 5C at that then.
I'm taking my candle back. I originally put it in there as like, if he does anything, we'll light it up. But
Right.
if we're disturbing him, I want my candle.
Right. So Daryl the Bugbear says, "Did we find the dagger?"
Yes, I have the dagger.
Excellent.
Discretion.
Then we should return to
Remember,
Azrok.
Discretion.
Yes.
Good. Then there is no more time that we need to spend in this stinking drow-occupied place. No
All right,
offense.
rude.
I said no offense.
Saying no offense does not make something not offensive.
Good point.
Did you have a question, Dark One?
I just remembered Azrok asked for discretion. So let's be quiet on the way back.
Daryl and Daryl nod.
Daryl.
So we try and quickly get out the way we came.
Okay, I'll carry back the staff as a trophy for now. So
Okay.
we basically took everything from her except her robes.
Yep.
We're taking the human, right?
Yeah. If Daryl will
And
carry
we're leaving the drow here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Daryl and Daryl shoulder the human.
Actually, if I can, wait, I don't know what I have on me. I would like to. There's no way I can write him a little note, can I?
You probably have paper, something.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to write him a little note in Drow,
Mm-hmm.
saying, just very quietly, perhaps Wolf does not have your best interest at heart, and just kind of pop it in his mouth,
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
and then leave.
Murash just shakes his head.
I will take back the compliment about your fur.
My fur is still nice.
Pickle.
All right. So Daryl and Daryl like shoulder and start leaving.
Okay.
Yeah. Send the stealthy types up front with Daryl and Daryl in the middle, and I'll do rear guard on the way out.
Yep. It is basically they lead the way and lead you right back. Everything is pretty quiet through those tunnels still. No like larger alarm seems to have been raised from the concentration of drow further south. And they are leading you and then through the tunnels and clearly headed back directly to Azrok's encampment.
Okay. So do we? Did they lead us directly to the? What was it, like a tent or a hall or something where Azrok?
Yeah, it was a forge in the middle of this like ruined town that Azrok had his banners hanging outside. And so yeah, like you get to the gates, you're let in. Daryl and Daryl are with you. You still have your identification. Except for Flicker, but Daryl and Daryl witnessed the event, so they make a brief pit stop and get all his information and make his little ID card that they hand to him.
This looks expensive.
It's a crudely drawn goblin sketch of what you look like with your information like date of birth, place of birth, name.
Perfect. So
Yeah,
I'm purely flattering right now. Yes.
Yeah. And then, yes, they take you before Azrok, who is still seated on his throne of skulls. And he's sort of staring off, and his the female hobgoblin, the captain beside him, sort of taps him on the shoulder when you come in and whispers in his ear. And he sort of looks in your general direction. You have returned.
I walk in and gracefully walk to the center of the room and I say, "May we talk alone?" Because I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any gestures in this time, like his attendants had already started sort of leaving when you were shown in, and then finally it's Daryl and Azrok, and of course the female hobgoblin captain still stays.
Okay, so from inside of my cloak, I basically pull out a satchel, and then I go and I present it to him a few steps in front. Basically, I wait to see if he reaches out to take him, to take it, or if not, I'll just place it before him.
Yeah. So when you're holding it out, he doesn't make any move to reach out and grab it.
So I place it down a few feet away from him and I back up.
Okay. And so the hobgoblin captain then picks it up, again, sort of whispers something in his ear, and then presses it into his hand. And when he does, he grabs it and sort of pulls out the dagger, and you can see his shoulders sort of visibly relax. And then he swings over towards you, his head, and now looking directly at you, and says, "My thanks. I am pleased you were successful."
They're most
And I
welcome.
believe we have fulfilled our part of the agreement.
Indeed. Please, tell me, what state did you leave the drow in?
Missing leadership.
Excellent. That I am glad to hear. And he stands up for the first time and walks across the room and pulls out a chest, which he places down in front of you and says, as promised. And then he reaches up and pulls out the key that he had and sits it on top of the chest.
Flicker will walk over to the key and hold it up.
Daryl will show
don't lose
you
that.
to the
That's how we get out.
Daryl will show you to the door to level 2.
Yeah, don't incinerate it the way you did with the pouches.
And so Flicker will just offhandedly hand the key to somebody else and then pop open the chest.
And it is full of gold coins. There is 500 gold coins in the chest.
Oh, well, that's fucking useless. And he gets up from the chest and walks away and goes over to a corner and pulls out the new spell book he has and starts thumbing through that.
All right. There's a bunch of spells in it.
There's a bunch of spells in that.
There is a bunch of spells in it. All right. And then Azrok says, now, if you wouldn't mind, I think opportunity demands that we strike. And he just turns to the captain and says, summon the Legion.
Wait, what?
Good luck with that. Daryl's still going to show us out the back door, right?
Of course. Absolutely. Daryl will be your guide.
Okay, I got confused there for a second. I was expecting roll initiative.
No.
I thought my strike when you meant against us. Like, what?
Good luck.
Sorry, Mirage is...
Who is also us.
Good luck relocating your neighbors.
All right. So Daryl leads you again through some twists and turns and passageways and up a set of stairs and to a door that has the engraved head of a mage, a man with wild hair and an open cackling mouth that reminds you very much of Hallister. And he inserts the key in a lock that's sort of in the middle of Hallister's mouth, and the door swings open and a voice, again familiar, cackles and just says, congratulations, there's still more.
Fitz looking around going, that's not creepy at all.
And that is where we will end as you complete dungeon level 3.
Woo!
Excellent. All right.
Cool.
So, yes, excellent. So we will go around and do our usual sign off. Remind people where they can find you, and let us know what your favorite moment from the game was. So let's go, and we'll start this time with Andy.
I'm Andy on Twitter at Anthony Tift, Wyvern's Wing just about everywhere else. Wednesday night on Welcome to the Party, I'm part of the cast of Welcome to Coda Set, Homebrew D&D. Let's see, favorite thing tonight. Going down that epically from a yokel and getting back up isn't anything to shake a stick at.
I think so. Definitely, the yokel and the priestess are a little outside of your range, but you handled that well.
Yeah, we all survived. Woo!
Absolutely. Nick.
Yes, so I'm basically Active Nick on Twitter, and you can also follow my side project, which is a dungeon crawler RPG game that I'm working on. It's a solo project that I'm moonlighting on called Chrono Weaver, so you can follow at Chrono Weaver RPG on Twitter as well. If you follow me, you're basically going to hear me talk about a lot of tabletop D&D, tech, VR, and 3D printing. And that's basically it. So I really enjoyed this, and hopefully we get to do it again.
Excellent. And your favorite moment?
Oh yeah, my favorite moment. It would be easy to say critical hit against the boss because that was kind of pretty epic. But even though that was, I think the one that was more enjoyable though was the one when she was levitating, and I actually managed to hit her enough to make her drop on the floor and interrupt her spell. That one was, even though it didn't kill her, it was more satisfying. I was gonna say
it was pretty great.
Definitely,
absolutely. Mac.
Hi. Okay, so I am Mackenzie Lane DA on Twitter. You can also find me at One-on-One D&D, which is the D&D Duet Campaign podcast that I run with my partner. I can't announce. I have another project. I'm going to be on more streams in the future, but it hasn't been officially announced yet. But I'm going to be streaming somewhere soon. So keep an eye out for that. And I will definitely be posting that on my Twitter. It's lots of D&D. And also sometimes I rant about being in college.
Excellent. And your favorite moment?
Let me think. It's a tie between, what is it, Flicker just shoving their gem into the door without even a second thought. And also Faith decide, legitimately getting scared when Soot went down and frantically casting Healing Word, because that was a big thing for her.
Yes.
That was a genuine character moment of her going, I care about these people. Oh no.
You aren't gonna just feed them to your cousins.
I know. What do I do with these feelings?
Yuck. Excellent. All right, and Renee.
I would just like to thank all four of you for allowing me to join you on this adventure today. So thank you for being so gracious and having me.
Thank you for coming in uber last minute to help round out the party.
Hey,
just that, coming in last minute with a really awesome character.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, my characters are usually best served in the last 30 minutes to go. So you can find me on Instagram because apparently Twitter doesn't want me on there anymore. You can find me on Instagram at Darren O'Ryan. And I post photos of my dog. I post photos of my food, my D&D stuff. You can catch me on twitch.tv/DM Corey with 2 R's. Every Sunday from around 12:30 to about 4:30, we're playing Curse of Strahd, where I play Ajko the Barbarian. You can check that out. Other than that, thank you guys again, and this was great. I had a great time.
Thank you.
And favorite moment?
Ooh, I am a sucker, huge sucker for a nonchalant drow every day of the week, especially when they are a bard. So if you are playing a song and you're doing it with the I don't care vibes attached to it, you're stealing my hearts real quick. So Phasris got me real good.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. This wraps our very first dungeon level of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Tune in on, we'll be back next Monday I won't be on Monday. Next Monday, we will have Nox Noctua starting her dungeon level run, which will last for 3 weeks. Wednesday, Sean, Obnox Sean, no tweet Sean, sorry, is his Twitter, will be wrapping his dungeon level this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturday afternoon, Kyle, Techno Scald, will be not finishing because his run is 3 weeks for his dungeon level, but will be continuing obstacle course for the next 2 Saturdays. Saturday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be returning with more Invisible Sun with our Actuality Archives. And then that will go on a brief break for a couple of weeks. And then next week and the week after, We won't have the Wednesday night game because I have to do the level. I'm not available Wednesday nights, so that will be Saturday nights instead. So follow us on our Twitters as the best way to keep up with what our schedule is. But typically it is Monday night, Wednesday night, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday evening. And then some random stuff that pops in now and again for one-shots. So thank you very much. Follow us. We got our Patreon. You can find us all over the interwebs, but Twitter is the place. So thank you all, and good night.
Bye.